So, today we're going to dive into a simple story about 7 cats that actually holds a huge lesson in strategy. It's all about a perfect plan and what happens when that plan runs smack into a problem it never, ever saw coming.
And that really gets to the heart of it, right? What happens when your brilliant, perfectly executed plan meets a challenge you just never accounted for? And look, this isn't just a story about cats. It's really about how crucial it is to be able to adapt. All right, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off with a really basic problem. It's the dead of winter, it's harsh, and for this group of 7 young cats, they're facing a really serious threat: starvation. Out here in these kinds of conditions, trying to hunt alone, that's a recipe for disaster. And they get that. They know that their survival isn't just about being a good hunter. It's about being a good team. So they decide to work together, to pool their strengths, and try to beat the odds. And you know what's really smart? Their strategy is even more detailed than just hunting together. They pick a very specific target: the pheasant. This is no random choice, not at all. They know that when it gets this cold, a pheasant's wings get heavy and stiff. That makes it slower and, well, an easier prize to catch. It's a calculated, strategic move from the very start. Okay, so they've got their problem, they've got their target. Now we get to see the plan in action. And let me tell you, this is like watching a masterclass in tactical precision. Their whole approach is just pure stealth. They move super quietly up into a pine forest, using all the natural cover, the bushes, the fallen leaves. Every single movement is slow, it's careful, it's deliberate. I mean, they're basically using the forest itself as their secret weapon. You can actually break down their whole hunt into these 4 simple steps. And this isn't just instinct, okay? This is a clear, repeatable process. From that quiet climb to the synchronized pounce, every single step is designed to give them the best possible chance of success. And here's where you really see that teamwork shine. One cat, the one with the tiger stripes, he takes the lead. The others, they just fall in line right behind him, moving like a single, silent shadow. They're closing in on 2 pheasants that have absolutely no idea they're even there. And then it's time. It's not one cat, but all 7, leaping at the exact same moment. The whole point here isn't just to catch the bird. It's about pure shock and awe, right? Totally overwhelming it before it even knows what's happening. And guess what? It totally works. The female pheasant, she manages to get away. But the male, weighed down by those long, heavy tail feathers, he just isn't fast enough. So they've got their meal. The plan, from A to Z, was a total success. But just when they think they've won, the story takes a massive turn. That perfect plan is about to meet that bigger problem we mentioned right at the beginning. So just imagine this for a second. They've dragged their prize under a big pine tree. They've done it. They're just about to finally enjoy the meal they worked so hard and so smart to get. And then, out of nowhere, this sudden, aggressive hiss just cuts through the air, shattering that moment of victory. Something is definitely wrong. And that's when he steps out of the trees, the antagonist of our story, a big black cat. This guy, he's that outside force, that wild card that their perfect plan never, ever saw coming. And just look at how this black cat operates. It is the complete opposite of our young cats. There's no teamwork, no clever plan. It's just raw power and intimidation. He shoves them aside and just takes what they earned. And faced with that kind of brute force, all their teamwork, their clever planning, it just evaporates. It's all for nothing. They're left completely helpless, just standing there, forced to watch their hard-earned dinner get stolen right from under their noses. So what now? I mean, this is really the most important part of the whole story. Do they just give up? No way. Because this failure, it doesn't break them. It actually becomes the reason they create a brand new, much tougher strategy. This right here, this comparison, is really the whole point of the story. You've got coordinated strategy on one side and raw, intimidating power on the other. See, the cat's first plan was perfect for the hunt, but it had zero plan for what happened after the hunt. And this is the turning point. That same striped cat that led the hunt, he now leads the response. They don't get angry, they don't give up, they go back to what works for them: thinking. They see the problem and they decide to outsmart it. And their new plan is, well, it's brilliant in how simple it is. First off, they accept that this black cat isn't just a one-time thing. He's a real, ongoing threat. Second, they realize the job isn't done when they catch the food. The job is done when they've eaten it safely, so they need to find a secure spot. And third, eat fast, don't hang around. They learned from their failure, they adapted, and they built that failure right into their new strategy. And that right there is the big takeaway. That failure wasn't the end of the story. It was just information. It was a lesson that made them way stronger and a whole lot smarter. They learned that a really good plan has to think about the unexpected challenges that can pop up, even after you succeed. So now they've got this new, updated plan. They're ready. But that antagonist, that symbol of just raw power, he's still out there in the forest. And that leaves us with a really interesting question, doesn't it? In this constant battle between clever strategy and brute force, what does it really take to come out on top?